What's up, clan? Island Trader FX here. Of course, we're back with another one. Just changing the scenery, something different. Going to give you a POV or point of view. Um, it's a sunny day. The weather is good, so I said, why not? Why not switch it up? Right. But essentially, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be taking a look at the trade that I took this week. That was on NZD USD. It was a buy. Altogether, a pretty good trade on one account. Um, it hit TP. On the other, it did not. Um, just because I was a bit greedy. I knew where TP1 would have been. Um, but on that other account, I wanted to see if it would have gone to TP2, and I did not put my stop loss in front of entry. But nevertheless, it is what it is. So we're going to head over to the charts. Um, but before we do so, I'm either going to give you a POV before we jump into the charts or after we jump into the charts. So take a look at the video and you'll see how it plays out. Ciao. All right. So we are on the charts. Trade that we took, like I indicated, was none other than NZD USD. Great pair, by the way. If you're not trading it, I would advise that you trade it. I find it trends a lot more compared to other pairs. But let's get into it. Let's see what I saw and how I took that trade, right? Okay, so NZD USD on the daily chart, we could definitely see that NZD USD has been bullish for quite a while. This is very clear by this massive expansion to the upside. This daily expansion to the upside says it all. Of course, what we want to be looking for is what is going on here? Looks like my camera went for a second, but we're back. So, like I was saying, um, what we want to be looking for is a discount array, and you could see that we got a beautiful discount array right here, right, in the shape of a daily fair value gap, right, and we could see that price tapped into that fair value gap. When price tapped into the fair value gap, um, the first thing I was looking at, even before price tapped into it, was this massive um, bearish candle to the downside, right? When you see price coming into these zones with so much momentum, chances are that um, the area may not hold. So you have to pay more attention when price comes into those zones, right? What you would much prefer is, a slower drop down into the zone, with the daily time frame or the daily bearish candles looking smaller and smaller, because this shows power, this shows strength. When you have big body, like I would like to call them, big body bearish candles coming down to the downside, this shows strength, opposed to having a small bearish candle like that. This shows weakness, this shows indecision, and a possibility that you're going to get a move to the upside. So of course I had to kind of monitor that, and what I did is pretty simple. I went down to my. I don't think I took it on the hourly. As a matter of fact, I think I did take it on the hourly. What I was looking for is that last high descending into that daily fair value gap. So this right here wasn't concrete enough for me. When price came back down, into that zone again, it came in the zone of the first time, and then it came down into the zone a second time. I wanted to see price break below that high that it created. If it doesn't look like a high, like I always say, go over to your line chart right here, shows a high. I wanted to see price obliterate that high, which it did. When price broke that high and retraced, I entered right here. Where did my stops go? My stops went below this low right here, the very start of the expansion to the upside. That is where my stop goes. All right, I place my stop here, and in my mind, I'm thinking that price is going to create another low right here, not breaking or sweeping this one, which would have this one turn into an intermediate term low. If you're not sure what that is, you could definitely look into it. And of course, my first TP area, I like to take my TPs on the 4 hour, on the daily, and you know that I love to target the close. So right here, if you go on the line chart, you could see the close right here. So this was my first TP area, and price, hit that TP zone flawlessly, and it turned out to be a 1:1 trade. Well, 1:1.06, still 1:1, and yeah, it worked out. So on one account, I took this trade, and it worked out. And then on another account, I was feeling a bit more generous, and I said to myself, I know I should be taking my first TP and putting my stuff to break even, but I'm willing to risk it. So I'm going to target the daily close right here. And as you could see, it did not work out. It pushed, just above and then down to stop loss. So I'm going to post um, the screenshot of the loss that I took on the account that I took the loss on, and I'm going to post a screenshot of the W that I took on another account. But also news for you, I did get the 50K. I got a 50K funded with Fun and Pips, so we're looking to see how we could pass that. But that is essentially it for the video. If you did enjoy, if you did learn something, like, share, and of course subscribe. It doesn't take anything from you. And see you in the next one. Ciao.
Okay, so this is what the area looks like. This is why I came to the intro. That is the top of the mono. How would I say top of the mon? Mon in itself already means mountain, so it's already the top. But you have the view of, I think that's Bocage, closer to that side. I have no idea where that is. But you could see the lush mountainous greenery. Yeah, beautiful oceans. Yeah, some malpop person dropped that there. But this is what it looks like. Good afternoon. Yep. There's a car right there.